Quality content.
Yeah. Alright. Welcome to the Justice Hall.
Is that what we're calling this?
Yeah. The first ever Strange Justice podcast coming live. It's Austin, Brandon, and Derek doing our new thing.
I was going to introduce myself as Ninja.
Oh.
You may know me from Fortnite.
Yeah, that's how we get all the views. That's how we get views, man.
Ninjas here.
So, we'll start out, say a little thing about ourselves.
Hi, I'm Brandon, and I'm alcoholic.
And I'm Austin, and I wipe back to front.
Back to front.
Yeah.
Is that not how you're supposed to do it?
Not if you're a girl.
I know that, but like...
I don't know. I just found out that was weird.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
I have to readjust how I shit.
No, because whenever somebody says that they wipe back to front, like, people are like, well, you're getting shit on your balls. And that's just...
My balls are nowhere near there. They're hanging over the edge.
Over the edge? You just gotta...
Yeah,
you said...
got them, like, thrown over your shoulder.
They're touching the floor. You gotta, like, scoop them up when you're done.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're not dipping in the toilet bowl there.
I would like to say that...
Contaminating your jimmies.
For, like 9 out of 10 shits I take, I use water to clean my butthole.
Do you, like, lean over to get to the sink and water up the TP a little bit?
What?
You lean over to the sink.
Dude, you take the TP and you dip
Oh,
it in
you
the
said
toilet.
TP. I thought you said pee-pee. Like I was somehow wiping my ass.
No, you gotta get the PP on the toilet paper so it's nice and...
You said pee-pee.
No, I said TP.
That time you said pee-pee.
Alright.
Anyway, I'm Derek and I like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing this kid is known for.
That's my personality.
That's his thing. Alright, so we have we don't really know exactly what the format of this is quite yet, but I was getting on these guys about just thinking about stuff they want to talk about, and we'll just go back and forth, do whatever. I have a bunch of things written down. I know Brandon's got some stuff he wants to talk about, and Derek over here saw the Sonic movie, which we're going to talk about that a little bit, see what his thoughts are. Brandon and I haven't seen it, but...
It went fast.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Never would have guessed.
I'm just going to warn you now.
Oh,
It
jeez.
went pretty fast.
How was the pacing to the movie?
Maybe keep my butthole clenched for that.
No, actually. It was very moderate.
Okay, so first thing that I wanted to talk about here is there was a thing going around on Facebook a few days ago about the stars in the Andromeda Galaxy aligned and shot a beam of magic into the Earth and ripped a hole in space-time continuum and made Brooms stand up, apparently, allegedly. And I just gotta say, Derek, unironically, sent me a picture of his broom standing up, and I was like, just a big old smile came on my face.
This guy smile.
I got to tell him all about how much of a fucking idiot he is.
Yeah, I fell for it.
And that actually leads me into something a little bit bigger I want to talk about, which is just like how fucking like dangerous social media is that way. Because this is how we get flat earthers, people.
Yeah,
you know, like that's fair. I feel like that's a fair comparison to make because...
Wait, the Earth isn't flat?
Dude, Kyrie Irving would not fucking lie to me.
No, don't trust that guy. So people can just like make up stuff and put it on the internet and Facebook, and like nobody cares about looking in to see if there's any like actual like truth about it, because like
the brooms did stand, to be fair.
The brooms did stand, but not because of magic gravity.
No one said it was because of magic gravity.
That's what that people were saying, that the Earth's alignment like matched perfectly with the tilt of your broom, and it made it stand up perfectly straight.
All I know is that in 4th grade, my Mrs. Rossi, who was a large woman,
necessary.
Like dummy thick or
no,
like,
like picture a 4th grade teacher, yeah. So like when in class, I thought it was because the Earth was at perfect tilt. I don't remember, but for some reason or another, it was like a special time when eggs would like stand up, and she did it. She like put eggs there, and they wouldn't like. Will eggs always just stand up too?
That's a good thing. We should fact check that. Derek, fact check that.
You have a computer right there.
You have a phone in your pocket.
You're scared to open up a web browser while you're streaming. What
do you think's gonna happen? You think it's all just gonna come crumbling down? Too much
Maybe.
RAM?
I don't know. You're gonna hear me typing. It's gonna be... We don't need that.
That's true.
Googling, can eggs stand straight?
I think there is something
First
with
result,
that.
can you really balance an egg
Maybe it's like at the equinoxes or something?
during the vernal equinox? A long-standing myth of the equinox is that it's possible for an egg to stand on its own. It's possible to balance an egg on its end, but it has nothing to do with the vernal equinox. In fact, it can be performed on any day of the year.
Oh,
see?
Shit.
This is what I'm talking about. Now, somebody made a thing that said, like, NASA said that because of the tilt of the Earth was perfect, so the brooms could stand up. So I saw so many people just like standing their brooms up, being like, "Oh, dude, what the fuck? Oh my God, my broom's standing up. What's going on with gravity right now, man?
That was me.
He literally got red doing that.
That's how passionate I am about this.
Yeah, he was like really mad, and he like explained it to me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But then like he wouldn't let it go. The next couple days, he was just like, "Hey, dude." Your broom standing up? And I'm like, okay, you're like pissing me off now, dude.
I pissed you off like immediately.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you just ruined the fun.
You did.
It's not fun.
Broom stood up. I mean, that's fun.
People were having fun.
Yeah, well, you can stand up broom anytime. I mean, we'll just solve world depression by standing our brooms up every single day.
Yes.
It's gonna be so much fun, man.
That would work. I probably won't kill myself in the next 2 years if the brooms are standing every day.
Yeah.
But that's my point, is like, you could just make up anything.
Yeah, but to be fair, your point was that, like, social media is dangerous because of this, but Mrs. Rossi and the eggs, she taught her fucking 4th grade class wrong information, so it's not necessarily social media. This is a thing that it's just bad.
Okay, well, there's a thing about, like, word-of-mouth myths, and something that gets spread out to, like, the majority of the world population within a day. You know what I'm saying?
Realistically, this is exactly what happened during the 2016 election. Like, with the whole misspread information thing that you're talking about.
That's still happening.
The evolution of fake news, yes. I'm well aware.
So you think, let me get this straight, you think strangers want to go on the internet and just tell lies?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
For 1 or 2 drops of clout, my friend.
Ooh, do you have any spare clout?
Spare some clout. Spare some clout, please. Okay, if you guys could spread a false rumor, what would you guys spread?
Ooh,
let me think about this.
That's a good one.
There are no potatoes in Italy.
That's a pretty
I
good
feel
one.
like people would believe that one. Just be like, oh, dude, they don't grow there.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, this is something I told my ex-girlfriend one time. Just a lie I pulled out of nowhere. We were at Olive Garden, and she was like, I kind of want mashed potatoes. And I'm like, mashed potatoes at Olive Garden? They don't have potatoes in Italy. And she totally believed me. I just never brought it up again. That bitch to this day thinks there are no potatoes in Italy.
Okay, well, we'd have to make up like a pseudoscientific reason why that would happen. Like,
the soil doesn't have the right density.
Yeah.
You have to have really dense soil to have potatoes.
Yeah, it doesn't work. The seed just like can't.
That's why there's so much potatoes in Russia. You know, because to make vodka, they have really, really dense soil, and it makes a lot of potatoes, and that's how they learned how to make.
Yeah, because there's so much snow in Russia that it like packs down all the soil, so it makes it really nice and dense.
Oh, dude, I'm getting on Twitter right now.
What about you, Austin?
Did you know?
What do you got?
Okay.
What misinformation do you want to spread?
When you wipe back to front, it can cause gravity fluctuations that make your broom stand up. If you wipe back to front, God will get mad at you.
He will. That's not a joke.
Oh no!
When you wipe back to front, you're actually pushing poop back up your butthole, and that just like builds up.
How about if you wipe back to front, it makes kinks in your urethra that make it so that you become infertile.
Nice! That's what I wanted. Alright,
Yeah.
cool.
Give you prostate cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
So we could put that on WebMD, and we'll fool everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is WebMD like that? Can you just submit stuff?
I'm
Like,
not
it's
100% sure.
Wikipedia? I don't... Probably
I think
not.
it's a Yahoo Answers type situation, isn't it? Where, like, somebody can answer the question and they put in their, like, source, which is like, I'm a doctor.
They might have a section like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Derek, I'm gonna need you to fact check some stuff.
Oh my god.
No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I wanted to get that out there.
It blows my mind that the egg things are like, that was in class.
Yeah, that was cool. But I've that's like an urban legend that's been around for a long time.
So is the broom thing.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were saying, like, oh, like, back in the 70s, like, we did this too, and, like... But I see what you mean, like, now that we have this means to spread it more.
You know how many people in the world now think that was true?
A lot.
And we'll never know. That's like 7th grade science. Like, gravity doesn't just change.
Damn.
You know? So...
The Earth was at perfect tilt, though.
But that doesn't change gravity. Like, the tilt of a planet doesn't change, like, the gravity. That's, like...
But it was tilted.
It's the mass of the planet is what is gravity. It wouldn't make anything balance any more or less.
This guy and his book smarts.
But it was tilted.
I'm getting fucking tilted right now,
Was it
looking at your
tilted
fucking big dumb
towers?
face.
What?
The Tilted Towers.
That's a gray area you're going towards. Anytime you say towers, it's
Guys, I'm ninja. It's Fortnite. Come on.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't have one. I thought about it, but...
yeah,
I was
nothing.
like, oh, I would tell him that there was a Star Wars thing, and George Lucas banned it, and I was like, no, that's not even good. I tried.
You could do something like that, though,
Yeah.
because, like...
Well, that's what I'm seeing is, like, my sponsored post every single day is Disney is doing this character for a Disney Plus show. So apparently they're doing Kanan, Jar Jar, Cassian, Jango Fett. No.
they're
Like,
not gonna
that's-
do Django Fett.
That's
and
all
not
my
do Boba
sponsored
Fett.
post is these random fucking fuck off sites like that you've never heard of. It's just like Disney confirmed to be doing Dexter from the Diner series.
Dexter from the Diner is my favorite character. I want him to give me a big forearm hug. dude.
Yeah.
Just-
Be like, oh, come here, buddy.
yeah, really get in there. Oh, dude, a massage from Dexter? That would
And
be
then
something.
The episode where he helps Obi-Wan fight Grievous because they both have 4 arms.
Wasn't there, like, a Jedi that was the same, like,
Yeah, Krell.
yeah.
He was the same race though, right?
Didn't he? Yeah. Was he the same race, or did he just another alien with 4 arms?
You know, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Did his race have 4 arms, or was that just a cybernetic?
No, they were organic arms.
We're talking about a character from the Clone Wars.
That's
I don't know
actually
if
a really
you...
good
I know,
arc.
I know
Okay.
what you're
If you
talking
remember
about.
that one, because he was like just throwing his clones like into the fucking shit.
Yeah, I
and
remember
they, like,
that.
Turned on him.
Did he have 2 or 4 double-bladed lightsabers?
Oh
I'm
my
pretty
God.
sure. General Krell. Let me find.
I always thought that character was kind of ridiculous, so there's no way he wouldn't cut his arms off.
If he has 4 of those 2,
All the pictures only
Still
show him
8
using
sabers
2
around.
double-bladed lightsabers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Pretty cool though.
What if, could you imagine if Grievous had 4 double-bladed lightsabers?
Ugh, that'd
That would
be
be bad.
disgusting.
he would just cut himself apart.
And he's got cybernetic brain, though. He's got a droid brain.
Does he?
It's cybernetically enhanced. If you read, like, the novelization episode 3, they really go into, like, how much of a badass Grievous really is.
How cool that dude is.
Which they do a really bad job of indicating that in the movie
In the show.
and in the show.
Yeah.
He's pretty lame in the show.
Grievous was like the only reason the droid army like had any kind of like
Yeah.
cohesiveness.
But my question is, did he have 4 arms before he got turned into a robot?
No. What was, do you, off the top of your head, do you know what race Grievous was?
No, but I mean he was pretty much just like a very humanoid thing.
Yeah, they're pretty humanoid, but I think the 4 arms was like an enhancement that
I
they...
gotcha. I just wasn't sure if he was like one of those people that you just showed me. Like if that was Grievous, because all you really see of Grievous, his original anatomy is like a heart and lungs and shit, right?
I think his race used like a skull mask, kind of like a Cubone.
Yeah, it was like.
Oh,
their
okay, so
clan
like
thing.
a Mandalorian type situation with the armor.
Yeah. I All right, moving on a little bit here. There's something that I want to talk to Brandon about.
I want to talk about General Grievous.
You want to go back to General Grievous? Let's go back to General Grievous. What else you got, buddy?
I like when he goes, "You are one." Yeah, that's what I do in Battlefront. I just spam the cough. All right, I got it out of my system.
Okay. This is coming a little bit out of the blue. I know Brandon wasn't prepared for this, but I know that this man here likes to dabble in a little bit of witchcraft and Wicca.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
What do you want to know?
Okay, so first thing that I want to know about is, do you just like do it for like fun, or is this like a religion that you follow?
Both.
What can you tell me about this?
This is gonna get bad.
This is gonna get bad.
Because Mr. Pseudo-scientist over here
Is he just
questioning Brandon about Wiccan shit, and like he's gonna say stuff, and you're just be like, "That's not real, man."
No, I'm genuinely interested because you always mention it to me, like, and then you're like, "Hey, look at my witchcraft table," and I look at it and go, "All right."
And it's just like a replica of the alchemy table from Skyrim.
I'm enchanting something. Skyrim shuffle.
But it's actually something that you like are interested in and care about, and I know you like got those like crystals at my house one day. Like our other friends gave it to you, and you're like, "Oh, hell yeah!" Like not even like ironic about it. Like you actually are genuinely into this.
Yeah, no.
I want to know more about it.
Okay, so it's almost more of a spirituality than a religion because you don't have to worship any deities to subscribe to.
What is the official name of what you are doing?
I don't think there is one because I have taken different. So like Wiccan or witchcraft is sort of the melting pot of religions, right?
Okay.
Like you can fucking practice witchcraft and be a Christian, or you can practice witchcraft and be a fucking Satanist.
So that's like kind of like a misconception. Like if you like are like witchcraft, then you're like a Satanist.
Definitely. People who subscribe to Wicca, which is Wicca and witchcraft are different, but one encompasses the other. Like Wicca is witchcraft, but witchcraft is not necessarily Wicca.
Okay.
What I practice is mostly inspired by Wicca, but Satanism is actually mostly worshiping counterculture. So, like, people who, modern day, like, Satanists, people who subscribe to the Satanic Bible and everything, they don't believe in Satan. They worship the idea of being against the norm, or, like, how do I...
The shit posters.
Yeah, just...
Hey,
essentially.
me.
Just worshiping...
Hipsters.
Yeah.
Religion hipsters.
Yeah. But the interesting thing about the Church of Satan is they don't pay they pay taxes. Like, they don't have to pay taxes because they're a church, but they do because they believe that's the right thing to do. I'm not a Satanist. I don't know why I'm like, preaching for Satanism right now. Satanism and Wicca are totally different.
You're clearing things up. That's what I like to hear.
Basically, what I believe is it's really hard to explain. Ask me specific questions about it.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, like
What do you even do?
Okay, so there might be a different thing. There's all kinds of stuff I might be doing. I might be just reading lore about what people believed, hundreds of years ago. I might be doing a spell.
Derek's over here like, what the fuck? He was not expecting this to come out.
Well, I was thinking about, I remember when I was in middle school, there was this kid that got kicked out of school for a while because he searched on the school computers in this order how to make a dagger and how to cast a spell.
Wait, what?
I'm like, yeah, like someone told on him and they like checked the history and like, ooh, he got fucking suspended.
Was this a Christian school?
No. He's in the middle school computer. How do I make a dagger and how do I cast a spell? Like, he was setting some Dark Brotherhood shit up right there.
He was actually just like looking up like walkthroughs for Skyrim. He got suspended.
Daggers are actually in witchcraft they're called an athame, but they're actually a magic right tool. You don't ever cut anything with it, though. It's not like you don't sacrifice shit. It's just a sort of like a wand, if you will.
Okay, so here's another question for you. Do you believe in like casting spells and like doing voodoo and witchcraft?
What I believe a spell is putting your intention and energy out into the universe. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fucking cast Cure or Fire or something like that, but trying to will something into existence. Like, for example, during World War II, this is true, a bunch of witches got together in England and basically tried to put the idea into Hitler's head. I'm not making this up, Google it. Gerald Gardner, the father of Wicca, the guy who in the 1950s came out and said, "This is a religion, stop killing us for it." He was there with some other people. Aleister Crowley's name has been thrown around, but I don't know if he was there or his involvement or really anything about him.
What were they trying to do to Hitler? I really want to know.
They were trying to put it in his head that no matter how hard he tried, he would not be able to make it. Like his ships wouldn't be able to make it to the port that they were in. Like they were trying to like put it in his head that it was just impossible, and they danced. And a big part of witchcraft is chanting.
No?
Yeah.
Do you chant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in Latin. It doesn't have to be in Latin.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just...
I know. You're kind of making fun of it. It's okay. The idea that anything has to be in Latin to work is kind of crazy.
Alright, Derek gets to read this because he looked it up and handed me his phone expecting me to...
No, I mean, I'm just giving, like, I already glanced it over. There's an article going over what he's talking about.
Trying to put it in Hitler's head that he couldn't make it to some...
Was Hitler trying to invade somewhere? And he was
someplace in England.
On May 24th, Hitler issued a halt to order issued a halt order to the German troops, and the reason behind this is widely debated by scholars.
But you think? But what we're talking about here is like a group of witches and warlocks.
All witches. And also witches, even if he's a man, you can refer to him as a she.
Hi.
That's also traditionally all witchcraft. This isn't how they do it anymore in modern covens, but in traditional like Wicca, you have to you're supposed to practice naked.
Okay, but not anymore. They got rid of the naked rule.
Yeah. They also didn't used to support homosexuality either.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's definitely not something you hear about every day.
Wiccan is basically like a worship of the earth.
Uh-huh.
And it was considered unnatural. But it really isn't unnatural because fucking like every species of everything commits like it's some kind of crime.
Commits.
Dirty.
They're sinners.
Well, yeah, no, they were sending troops to Britain, and these, people did their thing, and suddenly Hitler went, nope, hold on, we're not going there. The series of events happened.
So, like, this idea that you're talking about is, like, these witches were doing a... What would you call it? Like, not a ritual to put the energy out there into the universe to affect, like, Hitler's mind and how he wanted to
basically make him think that if he tried to storm that port, that they would fail, and it would lead to his downfall. When really, that was his that was
his big fuck up.
Strategically, he should have done it.
Oh, okay.
They never got ground troops in England.
Wow.
They just bombed it a lot.
That is actually some really fucking interesting information.
So probably did the witches stop Hitler? Maybe not, but I believe that I could put my will into something. Okay,
so it's like what you're describing to me kind of sounds like using the Force. Honestly, like you're putting your energy out in the universe to manipulate things outside of your physical realm.
That kind of stuff.
Another part of the reason why I actually got into Wicca is I think that I might be an empath. At least I might have some ability that not everybody has, where I can sort of...
Like a sixth sense.
Yes, and everyone might have it to a different degree, or some people might have a different one, like a different, small little ability. I feel other people's emotions, I think, sometimes.
I'm in on that.
Yeah, I definitely.
People usually like...
And it can be to a degree where, like, sometimes I don't like somebody based on how they make me feel, like, instantly.
And you don't think that could just be, just observance and
I think
subtle cues in body language, or do you really feel like there's like energy?
I do feel like there's energy. I'm not saying that 90% of it might not be micro expressions and the way that they carry themselves and things like that. But I definitely believe in energy, like negative and positive. And like, for example, sage. Sage scientifically kills 90% of airborne bacteria. That's true. But in witchcraft and a lot of like metaphysical beliefs.
Is this that shit that you burn that makes ghosts go away, or is that okay?
I was getting around to it.
Put salt out.
I was just making sure. I was like,
but like when I burn sage, sometimes I swear, like I can feel the energy in the room clear up. And it might be, I'm sensing the 90% of the bacteria in the air that just got killed.
You're just smelling it.
That smells clear.
No. There's like a cognitive,
okay,
like mysticism almost. The whole reason I got into Wicca is because I went into this one time. Lexi and I were just bored. And I was like, let's go to a museum or something. I looked around for museums. I found a witchcraft museum.
Oh, okay.
And
it's like the opposite way I thought. I was going to be like, so we tried some shrooms.
No, I did.
This man is no stranger to psychedelics, but we can get into that another day.
The two definitely can mix. What was I saying?
Into a museum.
Oh, right. And then it was like the Gerald Gardner's like collection, and I didn't know who that was. It's a place in Cleveland. We can still go there now if you want to. But
Derek's just shaking his head.
I'm not like this second. I'm just like it exists,
guys.
We'll take the podcast on the road. We're going.
Extended break while we get in the car. Hang tight.
I'm finding this to be extremely fascinating. Actually, I didn't think that we were going to get this far into this. I'm loving it right now. You're doing good, man.
Well, quit fucking interrupting me. You're derailing me.
You found that collection in the museum.
Oh, okay. So the museum is Gerald Gardner's collection. I had no idea who the fuck he was when I got there, but the people told me. And the reason that ultimately I looked into it and like got into it is because the minute I stepped in that building, I felt just high off my ass.
Yeah?
Yeah, I hadn't smoked any weed. But it was like I was floating, and I had like I was affected by like.
You felt the energy inside the museum.
That's what I'm
Got like a half chub.
Yeah. Yeah, half chub. I don't know. Believe what you believe, but that's just what brings me.
So basically, you it's like a hobby, but you still like kind of believe in
quasi religion.
Yeah. So just like the basic idea of like your energy affects the energy of the universe around you.
Yeah.
Is that like a pretty good way to...
What magic is like putting your intention and will into something and trying to affect the universe in some way.
I can buy into that.
Yeah.
I really think that there is like a little bit of that you feel like every day. Just as long as you're like aware of your feelings and the feelings of other people, which a lot of people really don't.
Yeah.
Just observing like general population of the world.
Because it's weird when it's something you do, it's so natural that you think just everybody's like that, and then like you meet some people and you're just like, there's nothing like outside of your head.
Sometimes you just meet some people and you find out that they bounce brooms.
Oh my god! Alright, we're gonna move on to something I got written down. I just remember that I don't have any of it written down.
What does Brandon want to talk about?
Do you want to watch that video, or do you want me to go to my second topic?
Let's go to a different topic.
Okay. Cheesecake is a pie.
Now, see, this is what I thought this was going to be about, and Instantly, I agree with you.
It's got a crust.
Why do they call it cheesecake?
Because cheese pie sounds fucked.
Yeah. But you're right, because that's when I started asking Austin, like, what you meant, and then I would, like, drop him, like, no, I'll save it for this. But my first thought when he said cheesecake versus cheese pie, I'm like, it's because it has the crust instead of, like, a...
Why do you think it's called cheesecake?
It's more appealing.
Because it's sweeter than most pie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a pretty
say,
sweet.
like, peach pie is really sweet.
Yeah, pecan pie.
I love pecan pie.
both-
Pie is just great, right?
Pie or
is
cake?
better than
Pie
cake.
v
Pie is
cake.
better than cake, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like your standard cake, like there's like a cake or two that I'm like, oh my fucking god, but most cakes I'm like, nope.
I'm actually a pretty big fan of crust.
Me too.
I like some crust on pie.
I think
Cake
the
don't
reason-
have no crust.
I think the reason that pie is so much better than cake is because icing is hard to nail.
Yeah.
Icing a lot of the time is just way too sweet.
Yeah,
Too
okay.
rich or
Too
like
much sugar, and that's like the whole
That buttercream.
Yeah. I think that's why I like cupcakes better because it's like it still has a lot of icing like ratio, you know, but there's like less icing overall.
You got that bread to icing ratio there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strange
Plus,
justice.
then we get to eat cheesecake.
We can make a video about it.
Yeah.
Or live stream on Insta.
On the gram. We do it for the gram, fam.
Okay. Derek, do you have anything you'd like to talk about today?
Jesus Christ! Other than the Sonic movie.
Let's get into the Sonic movie right now.
Sure.
We'll talk about the Sonic movie, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and do the creepy video that Brandon was talking
Oh
about.
boy! All right. Now you want this to be spoiler free.
Yeah, let's try to keep the spoilers to a minimum.
All right. So I will say, like the start of the movie, I got a little sentimental, and I haven't even been into Sonic that long. But they did this whole like opening that was like a little Sega tribute thing.
Sega.
That happens.
No shit.
They do it.
Awesome.
It's more like it's more like a chorus. They're like Sega, but I was like, oh, and it's playing the little. And I was like, I've been waiting for this movie, man. I just recently like got into Sonic, but I got like really. I streamed 52 hours of Sonic on Twitch. I got into it. Pacing was good. I really liked the opening. Like, it doesn't just throw the Sonic in the real world thing.
So, do you see like Sonic's world like in the beginning of the movie?
That's cool. I didn't expect
origin
to see
and
that.
the reason he's on Earth.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. And I thought it was actually pretty good. There's a good little cameo of why he had to run off.
Yeah. Is it like Sonic X?
I have not watched Sonic X.
I assumed
I've
it
only
was
seen like episodes and clips.
Okay.
Why is he on Earth in Sonic X?
I assumed that you knew because you're autistic.
Do you not know?
No, I actually
I mean,
don't.
okay, Kettle, but
And then get it, but I laughed.
so like, and then Sonic's been like alone this whole time, and over the course of the movie, he like makes some friends and interacts with people, and he starts turning into that like more cocky Sonic we know at the end.
Okay.
So like at the beginning, he's all like real friendly, and it's like I'm like yeah, it's cool, but it's not Sonic. And at the end, I was like, oh, he's turning into Sonic now.
Okay. So
There's a character.
do we know anything about like Sonic's world? Like, does he have like his friends, or is he just like some like random
He
ass?
does not know anyone. At
Okay.
this moment. He had someone that like found him and was protecting him, but they're no longer around.
Okay.
They're like, hey, I can't do this. You need to take these rings, which are portals. We've seen that in the trailer.
Okay.
Here's a place. If you get discovered here, go to the next place. Just keep going to other places in the universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like jumping to different planets.
All right. And
Rick and Morty action.
A little bit, yeah.
did the redesign save the movie?
It would have been.
See, that's a tough thing to ask me because I did not outright hate the first one. I was like, it's ugly, but like it's not terrible. It's not going to ruin the movie for me.
It
He looks really good.
It may have even been better, like in execution, like a whole movie like that.
Right, maybe. Which, I mean, without seeing it, we wouldn't know. But Sonic looks really good. There were never any moments where I looked at him and thought, like, that doesn't look right.
Yeah, like they made the design a lot more like classic Sonic, which is like a more cartoon style,
Yeah.
which is against like kind of what they were trying to do, like right, make him like realistic.
Right.
So was there any moment where like it felt like too cartoony for the real world, or do you think they did a really good job like balancing that all out?
I think they balanced it really good. I mean, I went into this, like, looking for things because of the stigma it had, and I don't usually do that.
Yeah.
You know I'm usually happy with most things. Just like, yeah, it's a good time. But I went into this, I'm like, okay, like, how are they going to piss me off? And no, it was really good. They even, like, because when he does the spin dash, I was like, they're just going to make, like, a straight blue ball of light or something. They actually, like, animated, like, how he curls up and, like, how that looks and everything, and, like, it looks good.
Did it go...
It does the...
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
it does do the noise.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, and the rings, like, there's some parts where, like, he drops rings and they do that.
How was Jim Carrey?
Oh my fucking god, he's the best part about the movie.
Really?
Like, he was really good. Like, it was probably as good as he was in The Mask.
Wow.
Yeah. He totally, like, killed it. And the thing is, Robotnik is also evolving throughout the movie. Because he starts it just like, he's, like, really fucking weird, but he's kind of still just like a dude.
Right.
Who thinks he's smarter than everyone else, and that's pretty much his character. But he kind of starts getting a little kooky.
Starts losing his mind a little bit
there. Yeah, he's
there.
never, like, lost to anything or anyone before.
Yeah.
So each time Sonic gets away, he's kind of just like, fuck, dude, like, I'm getting obsessed now. And there's a part at the end where, as he's speaking, his, like, voice kind of keeps changing back and forth where he sounds like video game Eggman, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause he'd be, like, saying something, and then, like, he'd crack, like, some weird fucking joke in, like, a deeper voice, and it sounded like video game Eggman, and I was like, oh, dude, it's happening. That being said, I kind of did just reveal they set it up for a sequel.
Okay.
There's, like, a mid-credit scene. You know the thing in movies where, like, the credits start, but it's, like, an animated part?
Yeah, it's, like, a stylized...
Yeah. So they do the stylized part, and then there's, like, another scene that, like, even more sets it up for a sequel. Someone shows up. Dab, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Someone shows up.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
The
oh,
pacing was
yeah.
good. And the thing I was really worried about was...
It's got a little gun.
He just starts capping fools.
But those kind of movies, it's always like, okay, how bad is it going to be with the human interacting with Sonic? Because number one, it's either just not going to look right, or like it's cringy. Because, hey, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. All right. Like, but the friendship between the main character and Sonic, you know, the human main character, felt really natural and good. Like, it was just, I was looking for shit for them to fuck up, and I didn't find it.
That's a part of the movie I think probably would be integral to, like, getting people that aren't necessarily, like, super into Sonic, like, it would resonate with them emotionally rather than, like, nostalgically.
It's like the whole thing with Godzilla King of the Monsters. It got shit on for too much monster fighting and not enough human scenes. Which, like, people that are into Godzilla already are like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's all I want. But people who are seeing, like, a Godzilla movie for the first time, like, that human connection does something to, like, make people link with the movie more. So that is important.
Definitely.
Would you say that this is a movie for Sonic fans, or just a movie that anybody can enjoy?
I think anyone would like it.
Okay, so you think they did like a good job, like balancing like fan service and just like an overarching like movie that'll stretch out to
they gotta get a whole
big audience
of kids into Sonic because they messed up with the game so bad.
I do, and I think it's probably the best video game movie we've gotten
of all time.
Of all time.
Do you think
currently I said was Detective Pikachu?
Yeah.
This is better than Detective Pikachu.
Well, that's better than the one I had in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Mortal Kombat.
Are the Mortal Kombat movies good, or are we just stupid?
They're stupid movies about a stupid game, so at least they did what they were supposed to do.
But on like a 10-point scale, I would give Sonic an 8.
Okay.
It's good, but it's just also like wholesome fun. It doesn't get too deep about anything. It doesn't do any deep dives into like Sonic or anything where that might have alienated some people, but people like you or me would have been like, oh yeah, like, it's just very like base level, like we're starting a series.
Do you think we're gonna get a Sonic cinematic universe?
No.
I think it's possible.
Well, you know what, and it's weird because that
Knuckles movie.
That opening thing said a Sega original movie, like.
This is gonna be a Sega cinematic universe.
That would be cool.
Well, that has implications to me, like Sega intends to do more movies, like, what if we made one movie?
House of the
ever,
Dead
and we were like a Strange Justice, like, film. Would you
I
put that on your only movie ever? Like, it just seems weird.
Yeah, I can see that. What was the film studio that, like, worked on this? Like, obviously, like, Sega was part of it, but, like, it has to be like a big like film studio. Was it Paramount or
yes, it was
Paramount?
Okay.
Yeah,
because You know the whole Paramount Mountain where like the stars fly?
Yeah.
It was the rings.
Oh, that's cool.
I remember that now. Yeah, the rings fly in and then like go over the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, possibly looking forward to a partnership between Paramount and Sega. We'll get I don't know, what's another cool Sega property? I'm not
Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio.
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead. Super
Persona,
epic.
Technically.
Persona would be dope as a movie.
Right? Well, I mean, there are Persona movies.
But
Do you think they could pull off a live action Persona movie?
No.
I mean, they tried to do Dragon Ball, so
Yeah.
they might try to do something like Persona. That's never stopped them before. There's been a fucking Tetris movie in production for like 8 years.
Are you serious?
I am absolutely serious. They made fucking Battleship.
Battleship.
So the question isn't can they pull it off, it's will they try. Probably yeah if it gets popular enough.
Who
The way
paid for that
Persona's
movie?
heading.
It was like playing Battleship with their fucking like kids, and they were like
Some
going
boomer.
really into
Some boomer.
yeah.
They're like, you know what? Kids need to learn about the good old games before these Vigias. But yeah, I really like the Sonic movie. You should go check it out. The thing that really made me mad was like people bitched about the design. They spent all this manpower redoing all that, and then people are like, I'm still gonna pirate it. And I'm like, dude,
That's shitty. Especially because like how rare is it that somebody before they take a hit? Because usually they like when for example EA made all those changes to Battlefront 2. That was after they had already lost money.
Mm-hmm.
The Sonic movie they fixed the shit as soon as the fans were like, this looks ugly. So I mean like they really.
oh, you know that's another point. It feels like it has heart to it. It feels like they cared.
Yeah.
Like they looked into Sonic enough to like make sure they didn't do anything. It was just like way out of, other than the ring thing.
Yeah.
That's obviously not, but like how else would you incorporate them into the movie at all?
Right.
So I think that's okay.
So the rings are like the portals.
Yes.
Okay.
Sonic thinks of where he wants to go.
Are
and
the
that's
words
where the-
Chaos Emerald ever mentioned?
No. But keep in mind they're not in Sonic's world, so where would the Chaos Emeralds be?
Up his butt.
I assume they'd be
Finds
just
it.
like scattered throughout all the worlds.
That could be a thing.
I think it's some
There are like other worlds. It's not just Sonic's world and Earth. It's because, like I said, it's like planet hopping.
Are we like in the same? Are we in the same universe or?
Yeah, because at the beginning when they tell him to go to Earth, she's like, "This is on the other side of the universe. They won't find you here."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're not like dimension hopping here.
It just seems like it's. Think about galaxies and how big the galaxy is. It's just like Sonic World's way fucking somewhere over there.
That's crazy.
Wow. We can have all kinds of aliens in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's where all of the Sega properties come from different worlds, and Sonic uses his rings and he brings them all together and they fight.
And then they race.
Then they race cars.
Starring Banjo-Kazooie on the Xbox version. That happened. Is a thing.
All right, boys. That was good. Do you think the movie would have been worse without the redesign?
You think they just?
Yeah, but I think that's a trivial thing. Like, it looks good, but the other one didn't bother me, so...
Okay,
Probably
Brandon.
wouldn't have affected the movie very much, but I haven't seen it.
What did you Brandon? What did you think of the original design?
I thought it looked fucking silly.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was not a huge fan of it.
I think the new one looks great though.
Yeah, it looked really good. I'm proud of them for.
So in Sonic's world, this is getting into spoiler territory a little bit, but so like,
Do we get to see Rouge the Bat's boobies?
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
but
Damn.
in Sonic's world, is like Tails out there fucking around somewhere, or
I think I asked if there were other like Sonic characters in his original world, which was no. Other than
You
one.
asked if he knew other people.
Yeah.
That is dipping into spoiler territory, so...
Okay, we'll leave that. We won't get into that. So good shit. That was a good
Good
job.
shit.
Good job, man. That was good. I'm really happy about that. You boys want to go take a little breaky
I
poo?
do. I
Small
want to
little
have a
cigarette.
cigarello.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, we are gonna take a little break, and we will be right back.
That's from Big Mouth.
All right, guys, we're back.
Watch Big Mouth.
I love Big Mouth. That shit's hilarious.
That shit is hilarious. Are you telling me you don't like Big Mouth?
No, just because the art's cringe. I was like, nope, that's definitely like a Fox-style cartoon. I'm out.
No, it's not a Fox style cartoon. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's John Mulaney and Nick Kroll, and you need to get your shit together.
I don't even know who they are.
All right, so we took a little break. Went pee-pee.
Oh, I forgot to go pee-pee. I'll hold it.
Yeah, you gotta hold it. Yeah. You're stuck in here.
Then maybe.
If I really have to go, at least I have a receptacle.
Okay, so while we were out on our break, we saw some compelling footage
Was it compelling?
of the fabled Ohio Grassman.
Dude, that's just...
What do you think he eats? He lives in Ohio, like berries and deer?
Obviously, the video had those conveniently placed 3 deer spines
Everyone in Ohio lives off corn. That doesn't exempt them.
which we watched this video, and apparently it was kind of a big deal. It was in the newspapers, and it was right in our backyard over at Salt Fork Park.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is really the only reason I brought it up. I probably could have found better Bigfoot footage but I just want to talk about Bigfoot in general.
well, I mean, that can lead us into some other supernatural topics here, but yeah, it didn't look real to me, dude. I don't know.
Here's the thing.
You didn't hear it roar though. There's a point where it like roars and it echoes throughout the whole fucking forest, and like when it happens, the cameraman just like drops. Like, and like tigers have this thing that they do with their voice, and when they do it, like I love that little smirk you're giving me. Like
targets for 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually exactly what it does.
You can level it to extend the stun.
And allegedly Bigfoot has the same ability.
Was this Bigfoot, or was this the Ohio Grassman?
I think Bigfoot is a nomenclature for all of these like hominoid great apes. Like Sasquatch and Bigfoot is just like the overarching term.
Yeti.
Like, Yeti. I think Yeti is region specific to like Tibet.
Eddie the Yeti from the Donkey Kong Country TV show is real. Just shut the fuck up. He doesn't let DK go back to his home. There's a song. Alright?
Okay, I'll put a link in the description.
Alright.
No.
What do you think about Bigfoot though?
I think that there would be inconclusive evidence by now.
That's where I would be with it. I don't think there is anything in the United States that we have not discovered yet. We have pillaged and combed this land very thoroughly.
But if they're intelligent, they could bury their dead.
But we would find living ones.
Yeah.
Would we?
In the U.S., yes. Okay, if this was like
if there was
South America,
if there was a species of ninja that lived in America, would we know? No,
you could
they're
find them on
ninja.
Mixer.
Yeah. Does Ninja not do Twitch anymore?
He signed a big contract with Mixer. He's on there.
What
now.
is Mixer?
It's Microsoft's streaming service.
Oh,
Yeah.
is Bigfoot on that yet?
Yeah. He live streams
Fucking
Tuesdays,
Sam Sanders.
Thursdays. He plays DayZ. It's called. He's pretty good. He's like number 2 in the world.
Somebody should actually do that. Put a big old monkey mask on and play DayZ.
So what you guys are saying is you don't want to go to Salt Fork and look for this thing?
Oh, I would love to go on a Bigfoot hunt for real.
Let's do it. It's not that far.
But
like
yeah, let's go right now. We're packing it up. We're going live.
That's the second time my suggestion that we just stop doing this.
We do a lot of side quests here. I'd be down after I have a gun.
I have a gun.
The guy in the video did make a good point though. I mean, I guess it could be staged, but somebody wouldn't just be like walking around there where they could like get shot or something.
Yeah, that is national hunting ground.
Yeah, so, but I mean, they could have got this guy to put on a suit and.
Also, my biggest qualm with that video is that the way that they're able to just tail Bigfoot.
Yeah, that was another thing that I was thinking, like, how does this massively elusive creature that nobody can ever find, like, good footage of, not know that he's there?
Well, I mean,
like,
in the video, he definitely does know, because eventually he fucking, like, yells at him. Like, get the fuck.
Yeah, no, that's fake. I'm sorry.
I think you're probably right, too.
But, That leads me into...
Got my dad really excited.
Yeah, well, your dad gets pretty excited over that stuff.
He claims to have seen two Bigfoot as a child.
Let's talk about supernatural things that we've witnessed that we did not understand.
I have absolutely seen a UFO.
I've seen...
Inconclusively, definitely a UFO. I need
In
you
the
to...
perception of my mind, I absolutely saw a UFO.
Tell me about it. We'll do Derek first, Brandon.
Oh, God. Okay.
That was a weird way to say that.
Well, you were, like, in the microphone with your mouth open, like you wanted to say something. But...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Shut the fuck up. It was around when I was in middle school, so, I mean, I think I was old enough that, like, I wouldn't... Then again, I thought my broom was standing, so take that with a grain of salt.
You were at an age where, like, you could comprehend, like, actual physical reality versus imagination.
Right, yeah. And it was at the house I lived at where I was living before with my dad's.
Yeah.
With the big hill in the back. And I used to actually go out in the woods a lot and fuck around because kid outside. And it was getting kind of late, and I had a friend with me, and he was like, hey, like, you see that thing, it's like not moving. It wasn't like lit up, there weren't like lights and stuff like, you know, you normally see like in a movie UFO and stuff with all the dots all over it and stuff. It was like darkened, but there was like a rotation to something on it, and that's like how we spotted it.
There was enough bright sky behind it to realize
the
that...
moon was out.
Okay.
And it wasn't like a spinning saucer, like it was like a piece or something that was on it. Was like moving, rotating. And that's how we, like, it caught our eye.
So it was like a solid object with, like, something else was rotating on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were like, what the fuck, what is that? Like, it was kind of high up, but not, like, so far away we couldn't make it out. But it was just, like, something. And we were watching it for a while. We were, like, in the woods still, looking up through the trees. And then after a little bit, it just, like... And didn't, like, zip off and disappear. Just, like, boom. Went away, just, like, in a straight line from a hover to a leave. Yes. Once it moved, it was like, vroom.
Whoa.
Yeah. And that's why I get so scared of, like, alien shit. Like, generic gray-eyed aliens. Because, like, once it moved and, like, went away, we were like, get in the fucking house, get in the fucking house, get in the fucking house, get in the fucking house.
So you have a friend with you that, like you both saw it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
That is what's up. Not for you, because you're scared, but
right.
To me, it's interesting as hell.
Yeah, no, that kind of cemented it to me as, like, I'm not, like, just paranoid thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Because he was the one that was like, yo, what is that? Like...
So was it, like, really high, or was it...
It's hard...
Was it like a silt?
It wasn't airplane high up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, really low either. It was just kind of, like, chilling. Think about when, like, the helicopters are flying by and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Around that high up.
Like where a traffic helicopter might be as you're going down the road? Maybe?
Like the hospital helicopters at Flight of Robinson.
Okay.
That's, like, the best distance I could use for it.
How have you never told me this before?
Because... Well, number one, I think you just shit all over my life immediately. Because anytime I'm excited about anything, you're just like, no, dude.
That sounds about right.
No, when it comes to that kind of stuff, no, I'm very interested in that.
Yeah.
So, wow, like, that's gotta haunt your memories, my friend.
And like I said, that's why alien stuff freaks me out, kinda. Because then after that, I always had this thing where, like, I'm gonna look out the window. Like, there's an alien looking
Keep your
back.
eyes on
They
the
were
sky.
like, they were hanging out around my place, like,
Ooh.
fuck, you know, like...
Did that, like, fuck you up for days and weeks afterwards?
A while, yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, and that the whole thing with, like, the windows, like, that's been permanent. I will not, like, ever go to bed with my window not, like, covered.
You get, like a telescope and look at it. There's a little window with a little alien that's just, like, kind of hitting you with, like, the upside down okay. Just
Flossing.
He does a little dab.
Yeah. And obviously with just, like, the expanse of the universe and everything, like, I have no doubt there's some other life out there. And
He writes that little sign, like, on a piece of paper, puts on the window, says nobody will believe you.
fucking dips.
He stands a broom up.
I saw a ghost, I think.
Yes, ghost.
I was at Fewtown Road with Evan and...
Oh, I know the story. Yeah.
So, we were going to pick up some pot at Jared's, but he was busy, So we were like, we had some time to kill, and we were bored, so we were like, let's drive down to Fewtown.
What is Fewtown Road?
Fewtown is... Okay, so it's a road that used to run from 225 to Alliance, Ohio. I don't know exactly when. At some point, they flooded it and made it a reservoir. Now it is a road that goes into the middle of the woods and ends in the reservoir. But they've got it blocked off so that you can't drive back there anymore. In the 80s, you could drive all the way down to the water at night. I mean, in the daytime, too. I don't know why I specified that. So fucked up shit has happened at Fewtown Road. A cop was killed there. He was sniped.
Sniped. Not even fucking with you.
Bruh.
Was that supposed to be like a mob hit or something?
Maybe, I don't know. It's a popular body dumping ground for the Youngstown Mafia.
I brought that up before to you, and I think you were all like, on me. Was that you?
We've never talked about the Youngstown Mafia?
Well, my mom's landlord had like mob ties
Ooh.
to the Youngstown Mafia. And I said something about it to like one of my friends, and they were like, there's no fucking mafia in Youngstown. And I'm like, dude, I've seen it.
Yeah, I wouldn't, that's not, that ain't no Bigfoot. Mafias are real.
It might be in 2020, but like...
I don't know that they still dump bodies back. That's probably a great way to get you caught now because, like, cops are back there a ton. When we were in high school, a guy killed himself back there. And, we were out there, not you, but me and Evan and some other people were out there, like, joking that we were going to find the body. A couple days later, the body was found.
Did I know about this?
I think so, yeah.
Ain't no convenient.
We definitely talked about it in high school.
Jeez.
Because his truck was parked there. Like, his truck was found there, so, and for some reason, like, they had it in their heads that he was going to commit suicide anyway, like, when he went missing. And so, like, there was a, like, they were looking for a body out there, and, yeah, we were out there joking, like, every piece of trash we found, we would be like, oh, dude, he's camping out here hiding. And then, like, a couple days later, they found his body at Fewtown.
Jeez. So basically haunted.
Yes, it's one of those places that every American town has where the teenagers go to get scared and, you know, maybe something might happen. But, so we go there, basically just tell ghost stories, freak each other out, wait for the Weed Connect to hit us back up. And eventually, he does, so we're like, bet, let's get out of here. And, okay, so to Fewtown Road, there's like
it's a creepy ass road. Like it's like this narrow road that goes through like scary ass woods.
Yeah, and it ends in a parking lot, and then there's like the road continues, but it's gated off at the parking lot, so that the cars can't get back on the road. It's a national park or state park actually.
Yeah.
So we go to leave, and right as we like pull onto the like curvy, scary road from the parking lot, there's this gray, floating, ambiguous mass above the car. Like, it's not right above the car. It's, like, in the air, but, like, we're approaching it, right? It's floating maybe 6 or 7 feet above the car.
Is it, like, traveling, like, with you?
No, it's just floating there.
Okay, just stationary.
It looks like just a cloud, really.
Like smoke? Like
yeah.
Someone just spit a hot
Yeah.
vape?
Except it wasn't like, you know, like dissipating like smoke does. It was holding its form. It was like if smoke was in a bubble.
Okay.
And Evan stops the car. We're all just looking above this thing. It's not right above the car, but it's maybe 5 feet in front of the car, 7 feet in the air. So it's like we could all see it. All three of us are like, "What the fuck is that?" I first thought it was an owl, just because of the size of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was stationary.
So it was just floating there. Could you see through it? Like smoke?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
And we would probably stare at it for about...
Was it like illuminated? Like...
I mean, by the headlights of the car.
Okay.
but it wasn't giving off its own light.
Okay, so it wasn't like glowing. Okay.
Yeah. And then it just swooped down at the car like a fucking bird. And Evan floored it, and I started screaming, "Go back! Go back! We gotta see what the fuck that was!" And Mike and Evan are like, "No, we gotta get the fuck out of here."
God damn.
I don't know what it was.
Is that the most supernatural thing you've witnessed?
I've picked up... Okay, so one time me and my dad did like an amateur ghost hunt at this. It was actually me, my dad, and my dad's friend who worked as the nighttime like maintenance place at this historical book factory in like someplace in northern Ohio. I can't remember, but they used to make children's books, and they would bring children in for like field trips and stuff like that. They had like kids' rooms and stuff.
This is like an abandoned like factory now.
No, it's not abandoned. Like, yes and no. It's not working, but they've got a company owns it, and they're paying my dad's friend to basically watch it at night.
Okay.
He gets permission. It's allegedly haunted. He gets permission to ghost hunt there on his days off, and so he invited me and my dad, and we went. I heard a kid saying hello, 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 and I told my dad, and neither of them heard it, but it was on the recorder.
You have the recording.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but like it was.
I would piss myself immediately.
Yeah.
I was like 12, and I was having the time of my life. I mean, I was scared.
Yeah.
Because I was in a big dark building alone, and the minute that we walked in there, we heard a woman scream.
No, pure pee-pee pants time.
Like, the minute we got into, like, the stairwell to climb this place, like, we all heard a woman fucking scream.
I would probably find a way to kill myself right then.
You'd haunt the place too, dude.
Yeah. Dude, let me get in on this shit. Persona!
So, that was interesting, but the thing I saw was probably the thing that was the most...
What would you name that ghost? The Fewtown cum swooper.
Cum swooper?
Because it looks like a little bubble of cum.
It kind of did. What about you?
The original coon.
Okay.
I have a feeling I know the story you're going to tell.
Okay. There isn't really a whole lot that I've like witnessed that can't be like chalked up to like imagination, because I was like really imaginative when I was younger. But the one story that I do have that is really, really creepy, and I think you know what I'm going to say, because it involves you.
Yeah.
Brandon was actually with me during this moment, and it's pretty fucky because...
I wonder if we remember it the same way.
Okay, we were hanging out at my house, and there's like a bunch of woods behind my house. And we would go out there. It was like really cool woods that we would play in it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That it was late at night, and we were outside just like fucking around. I think.
Bonfire.
Yeah, and
It's like the one night your mom let us do something cool.
yeah.
And then I almost caught that gasoline on fire.
Was it
Like,
that
this
night?
is why your mom doesn't let us do cool stuff. But she never knew about that, so.
But we were like hanging out outside, and then we just start hearing like music from the woods.
Do you remember what kind of music it was?
It sounded like Fallout music.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. In my head, it's definitely like old timey.
Yeah, like
50s
50s. Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Jazz
that kind.
music, for
Yeah,
sure.
it was that kind of music, and we heard it like coming from the woods. So we were like, "What the fuck's going on out there?"
It didn't sound that far in the woods.
Yeah, it did not sound that far in the woods. So I was kind of thinking like maybe like someone's like out there with the music having a woods party or something.
I think at the time you said like your neighbor had a camper that was like parked near the woods, so we were gonna go see if it was coming from that camper.
Yeah, so we start walking back into the woods to like get to the bottom of this.
Meanwhile, they're walking, and in the background you just hear, he's hacking and whacking and slashing. He's hacking and whacking and slashing.
The hash slinging, the mash taking.
Hack, whack, chopping that meat.
But what was really fucked up about this whole thing is, from where we were at the beginning, it sounded like the music definitely could have been coming from that camper.
Yeah.
Like the distance-wise. But we start walking towards the music, and it doesn't get any closer.
Ever.
No, like it doesn't sound like it's getting closer at all.
That's a bad feel.
We got pretty much to where we hadn't really explored the woods any further.
Right.
And it was still like... It sounded like it was just 10 feet away, always.
Yeah, so we're like walking back into the woods. We like passed the camper, and it still sounds like exactly the same distance away. Like it was like drawing us closer and closer into the woods. And
it felt like a fucking like hypno situation.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it was aliens.
Could have been aliens.
That's my theory. They were trying to draw us in and abduct us, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like that would have been more like a spirit thing.
I don't know. Maybe it was Bigfoot playing like a...
Oh, fucking... What do you call those?
I don't know. I'm picturing the thing. The guy's got an Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Just walking away.
Yeah.
Why would we? What would want to draw us like into the woods though?
Hypno.
Hypno, aliens.
But Hypno's a little more direct. He tells you what's gonna happen.
What if it was a fucking, like, this is maybe the scariest of all. What if it was a person that just, like was watching us and was like, I'm going to lure these little kids into the woods and smell their undies.
Well, we weren't little kids, though. We were probably like 14, 15?
15, yeah.
Man, but that's... I think about that pretty frequently.
It's
And
this guy. Showing him Trapper from Dead by Daylight.
Doesn't he have skills like that? Like, to draw you in and...
No, he literally just puts bear traps
Oh.
down and hopes you step in them.
That would suck.
It's pretty spooky.
What if we came across a bear trap at night?
What are the odds we would both step in a bear trap, though?
I mean, if one of you does, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because the other one's going to freak out and try to help the other person. I don't care what you think you're going to do. Your immediate reaction is going to be, get my friend out of that.
Unless you're a dick, then it might be run.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, man, I would definitely help you get out of the bear trap.
I think I would too.
Yeah.
Which means we would both die. No, that was really fucking spooky. Remember that night we saw the meteor shower? We were just like outside chilling and meteors just started happening.
Have you ever heard a meteor?
No.
I'm telling you, man, there was a meteor shower out there one other night we were hanging out, and there was a meteor that went by. It was so big and bright, and we heard like a...
Wow.
Like, heard it like burning
Like a
up.
plane was going overhead.
It was pretty
Are
crazy.
meteor showers landing on... They're not landing on Earth, are they?
No,
No.
they're burning up in the atmosphere.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Oh, they
heard
don't even make
burn
it
up.
down. Okay.
Most of the time, a meteorite
Yeah.
is what makes it to the surface,
Okay.
which
And
doesn't
usually by
happen.
then it's just like a little fleck
Thing.
of something. Yeah.
Little rock, little moon rock. Do we Do we scientifically examine meteorites? Like, what are we finding in those meteorites? Does anybody
I
know?
know that there are some scientists that look for fossilized DNA,
Yeah.
or fossilized living creatures, because that's a potential way to prove that there's life outside.
Or like
Earth.
what kind of minerals might be on them or anything like that, if any.
Why aren't we mining asteroids?
We can't even make it to, like, we can barely make it to Mars.
Yeah, we stopped funding it basically
That too.
in the 60s.
We could send
That's
like
not true.
a drone. Why aren't there drones like on asteroids? Like, we could get them out there,
It's all about money.
Where's the nearest asteroid?
right outside of Mars.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The asteroid belt.
I don't know.
It's the belt that separates the terrestrial planets from the big giant gases. What's your face right now?
Because I don't know it. Because I've never cared to look into it.
You knew it at one point. We've all motherfucking seen Miss Frizzle and them fucking kids go to the 9 planets, right?
I bet you could balance a broom on top of another broom on Mars, dude. Like,
Shit. The only thing I remember from that episode is when the kid took off his helmet.
Yeah, just
Like,
rips
instantly
himself.
turned to ice.
all right.
That's not really what would happen. It would explode
Yeah.
and implode at the same time.
Explode and implode. That's how you get to the fourth
Your blood
dimension.
would boil, but you would also explode.
Wouldn't you just freeze?
No. You would basically be like open like a soda can. Like, you know when you decompress a soda can?
Yeah.
The same thing would happen to you.
When you crack open a crispy dew.
Yeah. When we were playing Battlefront, I'm like, alright, hold up. And you're like, I heard that. Got some dew.
Alright, does anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
You know, we kind of covered what I was going to talk about. I was going to ask if there were times where you were most scared as a kid, but I think we probably...
Ooh, no, I wouldn't say that I was the most scared I've ever been.
Yeah, that wasn't really... I mean, it was freaky, but it wasn't...
Derek, what is the most scared you've ever been?
Well, one time my dad kidnapped me, but I'd rather not get too into that.
Anything?
That's dark.
Was it when those giant bees were living in your house?
No, oh my god! Holy fuck. Alright, dude.
This kid's deathly afraid of insects.
Yeah. So, we had some big-ass bees that were living in a tree right outside my house. And I'm talking, you pull into my driveway, and like, you've been to my mom's.
Yeah.
You park on the back pad, and you could see these fuckers flying around the door very clearly from there. They like the porch
Are
light.
these hornets or are these, like, bees?
One got in, and Garrett killed it. And then we, like, you know, took pictures of its body, and we were looking online and shit. It was like an African something wasp.
Oh, shit.
And, like, then there were, like, articles like, some of them have migrated to North America and shit. And I'm talking, these things were, like, this big.
No shit.
Like, thick. And they were, like, really
thick
aggressive.
boys.
That was... But no. That was not the scariest thing. But that was pretty fucking scary.
Man.
And then, like, winter happened and they just died, so...
What's the most scared you've ever been, Brandon?
It's a hard one. It's my question, and I don't have an answer.
Yeah.
Let's be real scared right now.
One time...
Derek pulls out a gun.
One time I came home when I was a little boy, and I really fully don't understand what happened to this day, because Mom says that it must have been... All I remember her explanation being is that, it must have been Uncle Bruce.
Some dude was clapping your mom's cheeks and, like, made up a lie about it.
We came home, and all my sisters, like... Barbie dolls were hung from the ceiling.
What the fuck?
And my mom was just like, it was probably just Uncle Bruce. And...
It's coming to pull an epic prank.
Yeah.
3 a.m. gone wrong?
Yeah.
And she never really thought more about it. And it fucked me up as a kid, the amount of thought that she gave to, like, it was probably just...
There's no, like, just serial killer just, like, fucking with you. Like, it...
I mean, we never died, but it was scary to me.
That's pretty disturbing. Like, I'm a little bothered right now thinking about it.
I didn't believe her when she told me Uncle Bruce did it. I need to ask her about that and be like, are you sure? Like, did you follow up?
Well, she won't know what you're talking about.
She'll have no idea.
She was in on it.
I mean, Jamie was scared, too.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think for myself, but I don't really feel fear, so...
Oh, you're a badass.
If you guys want to see Austin get scared, look up every horror game we ever played on the old channel where he's like, dude, this is going to scare Derek. And then, like, the whole game I'm, like, just stoic. And he, like, turns around and goes, and then you hear, and the door opens. You're going to wake the baby up!
Fair.
I feel fear. No, you're only scared of video games.
That's the only thing I'm afraid. Have you guys ever, like, been in, like, a real-life situation that was just, like, scary? Like...
Yeah, recently.
Anytime I run into someone that's obviously, like, fucking, what's the word?
I got arrested.
Like a scary person that you saw in real life, like... Like a real-life situation that was, like, scary. Like, fuck! This could go down really badly right now.
Someone in Kent followed me and Lisa for, like, 3 blocks, like, right behind us. And I was, like, keeping my eye on them because I figured, you know, they're going to reach for my wallet or something in my back pocket. And then... Eventually, like, we stopped because she was looking on her phone how to get where we were going, and I just, like, turned and looked directly at the guy, and he kind of stood there, too, and then just turned and walked away. It
Ugh.
was like really
sketchy.
fucking tense that whole time. Like super aware of like everything around me.
Yeah.
I ditched the car a couple of days ago when the weather was really bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I was driving back from Lexi's grandma's.
Car accidents is probably the scariest thing I could think of.
And I was coming. So on this drive, I had to deal with like a bunch of rain, and then it started to sleet, snow. By the time like I got up into near home, I mean there was just snow everywhere, and fog.
It comes down just so fast, like nobody can get to it, and
I got to like, I went through like every possible bad weather condition, and I made it all the way to Alliance Road before I ditched the car.
Was that Thursday night?
Yeah.
It was really bad when I was driving to go see Sonic. It rained, hailed, and snowed in the time I went from here to the Ravenna Theater. It
yeah.
was pretty rough.
It was fucked. And I got a fucking... Mom, I pull in like onto Alliance Road to head back from 77 to 62. 62 to 225. I head to Alliance Road from 225. Mom's instantly like, be really careful on this road. You know, your friends have spun out here. Austin had that one car accident. And I'm like, not me. 10 seconds later, the car just fucking like, you know when you hit a banana peel?
Yeah.
It happened. I just fucking started going in circles.
I've done like a full spin out before. It's not fun.
Yeah. I would probably say that's the most scared I've ever been, like in real life, is like that instant before like as soon as the crash starts happening on like a slick road. Like that's happened to me twice.
I was dead calm the entire time it was happening. Because I felt like if I worried, I would just make things worse. But
Yeah.
also being dead calm didn't help either.
Yeah.
I don't really get scared of car accidents until it's at the point where it's like, I feel like another car's going to hit me or I'm going to hit them.
Yeah.
Something like that. If you were alone on the road, just I might go off road or in a ditch. I'm kind of just like.
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were going like 30 miles an hour. I knew everyone would have been fine. And
But if like I'm going to slide into someone,
yeah.
terrified.
Oh yeah.
There was this one time. It was before I got new tires on my car. I was going. I think I was in Streetsboro actually. I was coming home from Lexi's mom's, where she was staying in Twinsburg. And like this car in front of me just slams on its brake as we're going like 30 miles an hour.
That shit's scary too, when you gotta like stop really fast.
There's a reason I don't have a concealed carry, because I'd get such fucking road rage if anyone ever did that to me. I'd fucking blow their tires out.
And like I'm like fucking giving my brakes everything, just like kicking the shit out of them, and we're just sliding like we're gonna
Ooh,
hit this
no.
guy. And for like a last minute ditch effort, I noticed that there was like somebody's driveway like right next to me, and their driveway had been like just plowed.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fucking,
Swine.
I just wanted to get a little bit of asphalt underneath my tire. And as soon as I did that, the fucking car stopped. I was like, whoa! Like, if I didn't think to do that, we would have crashed into their ass. Like, no one would have gotten hurt. We were going like,
Did you get out and strangle that guy?
no.
Dump him in Fewtown Road?
Don't go looking.
Bigfoot finds him and just eats him. Got a burn.
That's where Bigfoot lives. That's where they go to feed him. Oh, jeez. All right. So I got a big old thing here that I want to talk about. I kind of save it for the end. All right. So.
Stupid.
So I have this magic ability where whatever is in my ass, I can replicate.
Ah, dude. I need another Force Effects lightsaber. Hand me that.
All right. This is for the clickbait, basically. So.
Oh, hold on. Get together. We gotta take the thumbnail picture.
So everybody knows who Logan Paul is, right?
Yeah.
And there's this football player, Antonio Brown. Dude's just like has been doing some dumb shit.
Is he?
Is that the one that used to be a Browns player?
No, I think he was on the Steelers, and then I probably have this wrong, but he was like on the Steelers, and then he got in trouble for kicking some lady,
Oh.
like just assaulting a lady on camera,
Ooh.
and they kicked
yeah, yeah.
they kicked him out, and then like or the Steelers kicked him out, and then like the Patriots just like scooped him up, and there was like a big controversy about like why the fuck are they not banned from the league, just kicked out of the team and all this stuff? Because he got like no punishment.
I remember that.
But he's been doing like a lot of like just dumb shit and.
Michael Vick's allowed to play in the NFL still. So.
Yeah, and dude's a mess. The dude is a mess. And Logan Paul has been having like this beef with Antonio Brown, just for some reason, and they're like they're gonna have a boxing match.
I thought that already happened.
No, I don't think it's happened yet.
Who would he fight?
I know Logan Paul fought somebody once.
He fought someone twice.
But Logan Paul just put out this diss track.
Oh my god.
That was like, I listened to it, honestly, it was like actually kind of good. But it was.
Kill you for even saying that.
But it honestly, it was actually like super savage. Like to the point where like uncomfortably savage.
Oh, so he's fought KSI.
Yeah.
Who I don't even know who that is, but.
Like uncomfortably savage. Like bringing the dude's like kids into it and saying a lot of like pretty fucked up stuff. And like. It should just be a rule of thumb, like, don't bring people's kids into shit.
Yeah.
But here's my hot take theory about the whole thing that is going to... This is going to affect, like, all of YouTube and, like, online, like, creation.
What you're about to say? Has that much weight?
No, not what I'm about to say. This is my theory on the weight of what could happen from this.
Oh, okay.
There is, like, there's definitely still, like, a big disconnect between people who are big on YouTube, big online, have online presence, and people who are actually famous.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's not really a whole lot of, like, fucked up stuff that happens, like, within, like, the online community with, like, YouTube stars. And, like, there is stuff that's fucked up that happens, but you don't have, like, O.J. Simpson, like, kind of shit that happens in, like, the communities that we're all a part of online. And you're taking some, like bitch boy YouTube celebrity, however big he is, but he's messing with, like real shit.
A football player?
Yeah, a football player.
Okay.
Football players are way bigger than YouTube stars are ever going to be. At least right now. And this is a dude that has, like, nothing to lose, and he's losing his fucking mind.
We talking about Aaron Paul?
No, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Or Aaron Paul.
Antonio Brown.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Thank you for keeping us on track. Antonio Brown.
Aaron Rodgers.
Who is Aaron Rodgers?
He's the quarterback for Green Bay.
Okay.
He's a very respectable man, from what I'm told.
And this guy could have nothing to lose.
This guy's also a pure fucking athlete.
Yeah.
He's a professional football
You think he's gonna kill this guy?
Not in a boxing match.
Oh, you think?
What's stopping him from paying some dude to shoot Logan Paul?
Yeah, that's fair. And I just double checked because, like I said, he's had 2 fights with this KSI guy before.
Yeah.
He's just another YouTuber.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Yeah. What is stopping Antonio Brown from paying somebody to shoot Logan Paul?
Not a lot.
Do you think maybe that this kind of stuff is just them, like, don't you think they kind of both benefit from this beef?
No.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's, like, not really true, though. Not anymore.
Well, I know for a fact that, like, all the beefs that Eminem starts, like, it's all, like...
Yeah, for real.
Like, people are gonna get into this, and we're both gonna fucking make money off of it.
Yeah, MGK and Eminem are on the same label. They recorded their diss tracks in the same studio.
It's a thing that happens, that's all we're saying.
But did they talk about their kids?
Yes.
Yes.
Like that? Like,
yes.
He talked about fucking Haley.
Yeah. Who's like, what, 4?
Yeah, well, when he said it, she was like 14.
Yeah.
She's old now.
Well, the point is, there's nothing going on with MGK and Eminem. Like,
yeah,
they're not in deep shit, losing their careers and losing their minds. So, but what happens when, you know how YouTube is, like, people do big stuff and get big views, and they copy each other because they want to get, like, the clicks and all that.
At this point, like, Antonio Brown being a football player, he doesn't get any benefit. He doesn't do YouTube. He doesn't do, like, social media, really,
and,
to, like, a financial degree.
So, when we start getting a bunch of douchebag YouTubers who are making super offensive diss tracks, pissing off a lot of people, getting a lot of people mad, the big boys, and it starts affecting bottom lines.
For who?
For not YouTube people. You know, corporate, entertainment, sports, the kind of stuff where all the really evil people are. Making money.
So you're saying that Logan Paul's days are numbered because someone's going to pay to kill him.
I'm not saying that's something that is going to happen. I'm saying it's a possibility. And I'm saying that this is something that could spread out to where they're just like, fuck YouTube, and totally have the power to just like shit on everybody. And I think that's dangerous.
Define shit on everybody.
I don't see that happening.
So, here's the worst case scenario I see playing out. It happens. This dude's like, fuck Logan Paul. Gets him gone. Everyone's like, well, we're never going to do anything like that. Don't emulate that. Moving on.
Yeah?
Because the Pauls are fucking dumb.
When does that ever happen, though?
What do you mean?
Don't emulate that.
Someone just got murdered. I'm going to go do exactly what he did because YouTube views.
I could see it, but I just don't understand why we're taking this so seriously in general. Like, why is this not two dickheads that are mad at each other?
I told you it was a hot take theory.
I don't really think it's a hot take. I just
feel like a lot of people like would like take what I have to say and be like, oh, I didn't think about it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think as soon as it happened, there'd be like a shift where no one's gonna like want to risk anything like that.
I disagree.
I'm just not... I can't fucking find your breadcrumbs, man.
I mean, these YouTube people are fucking... I can't even think of an appropriate word, but they're YouTubers. They're not gangsters. They're not like... They're gonna bitch out.
Also, why does this dude care what Logan Paul has to say?
Going after his kid. For a lot of people, for a lot of normal people that do like this whole my family and my pride thing, that's like a big no-no.
Like, I get that, but
this is also someone who's going crazy.
That's true.
So I don't know. That's my thoughts on it.
You know, we could be here in a couple of weeks talking about how you're a fucking genius.
Exactly.
But
Antonio Brown
probably not.
and his militia stormed the YouTube headquarters. YouTube is gone.
You never know, man.
Logan Paul's fine.
It could escalate. That's all I'm saying. And that could be bad news for people like us.
I would like to see an escalation. Don't you just want shit to happen?
No.
YouTube existing is bad news for people like us as well. So
that's not a bad take.
What about mine? Like,
you're just an idiot.
I want shit to happen. Like, I want something exciting to happen. I hope he does kill him. That's two birds, one stone right there. Think about it. We get rid of both of them? Two birds stoned at once.
well, they conveniently never find a link, and Antonio Brown gets away with it because big money.
Yep.
The Clintons go down for it.
Trump pardons them.
Derek, there's rumors that Pepsi's discontinuing Mountain Dew.
No, there isn't.
What do you think about that?
It's their most
It's
popular
bullshit.
product.
What if they did?
Mountain Dew's probably more popular than Pepsi.
Then I guess I'd die, because that's all.
They're gonna discontinue
all the water
all
I get. is
47
whatever's left
flavors of
over.
Mountain Dew.
It's literally bigger than Pepsi. Like, they wouldn't.
Why doesn't Mountain Dew just have their own thing?
What do you mean?
Just be Mountain Dew.
Are they just gonna sign a Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, like, what the fuck are
Throw
you
a bunch
talking
of Pepsi in the water?
It's its own brand, but Pepsi owns it. Like, I don't know what you're...
What if capitalism just wasn't?
The guy that's the head of Mountain Dew is the head of Pepsi. Like, it's not...
Do you think that there could be a Mountain Dew Declaration of
They're gonna
Independence?
rise up?
Yeah, do you think they're going to team up with the gamers and...
Gamer fuel?
Oh, yeah, actually, you want to hear some ridiculous shit since you brought up Pepsi?
Yes.
So, Pepsi is doing this thing on Twitter. On their Twitter, you can go enter if you want to win this. Good luck. They've taken some Pepsi Crystal, the drink,
From like 1976 or whatever.
Yeah, and they I don't know how they did it, but they put it in something, and basically like crystallized the fluid, and they're giving it away as a Pepsi Crystal diamond ring.
Is this original Pepsi Crystal from?
I don't know. They might have made some more. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it came back for a little while.
Yeah, they probably just made like a can's worth and crystallized this shit. I don't know how that all works, but it's a thing.
I know you can crystallize THC.
So you know, if you just have that person in your life that's fucking Pepsi, and you won't be too embarrassed to propose to them with a box that says fucking Pepsi, and you're like, babe, I love you. This isn't a real diamond. It's Pepsi Crystal, the only crystallized piece of Pepsi in the fucking universe. You can go on Twitter and try and win it right now.
I can see the value if it was an original Pepsi Crystal.
You're gonna get pulled over, and like a cop's gonna be like, "Oh, you got a little cracker in there?"
No, sir, it's Pepsi Crystal.
Oh God!
You got a little crack.
I was just floored. Like I saw it and I was just sitting there. I'm like read it over 3 times. I'm like,
you're like,
this is real.
This is fucking genius.
So we're gonna invest in some technology and we're gonna start crystallizing Mountain Dew and semen.
I was gonna go straight to piss. Oh, I just remembered one of my other topics.
Go. We got a little bit more time. Go.
I went to the Mansfield Reformatory.
Oh yeah, tell us about that. That would have fit in better with the supernatural discussion, but
Not really. I didn't. I mean, maybe some energy, but I didn't really pick up on anything. Like, I didn't feel like it was haunted.
no, this was a historical tour, not like a.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ghosts only come out for the ghost tours.
Oh yeah, all right.
They only come out for what they get paid for.
Did they talk about the prisoner Red that escaped?
No.
Red didn't escape.
Are you talking about Shawshank Redemption?
Oh no, they let him out.
Yeah.
He got parole.
He got parole. That's a great fucking movie. Although there was a like a little mini museum just for Shawshank Redemption.
Nice. That's cool.
And they had like the pipe that he climbed through and everything.
See, now I'm interested. No one's ever told me that.
That's pretty cool. They did tell me about this dude who tried to escape. So the Mansfield Reformatory was kind of like B prison, and Ohio Penitentiary was kind of like A prison. You wanted to go to B prison. A prison was like,
Okay.
Real shit.
yeah. This dude tried to escape from the Mansfield Reformatory by hiding in a crate of shoes that they were exporting out of the prison, but he didn't realize they were importing it to the Ohio Penitentiary.
Oof.
So he escaped from the Mansfield Reformatory only to be stuck in the Ohio Penitentiary, and he had to serve out the rest of his sentence in the penitentiary.
Big heck.
Yeah.
He got fucked.
That's rough.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have anything else they want to add before we turn it off?
Play Donkey Kong Country too.
Play Donkey Kong Country Arctic Freeze.
This close to greatness.
I've never even played that one. I'm just fucking with you. My favorite is the original Donkey Kong Country 1. Even though 2 is objectively better.
Okay. That's fair. We ended it on a good note. a loving agreement.
Yeah. That was fun.
All
I
right.
felt like that was successful.
That is it for today.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Oh, what a big, dumb fucking idiot.
We gotta do our outro.
Yep.
I don't have an outro. I was just going to turn on the thanks for watching screen.
Oh, you're not gonna say bye?
Okay, bye.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on
Hit that fucking bell.
YouTube and Twitter. I don't know if you have a Twitter.
Yeah, we don't have a Twitter yet.
Oof.
All right, that's it. See ya.
It doesn't. It's not the YouTubers when they. It's not them telling me. It's still doing. You got a little shitty grin.
All right, it's over.
I can read your face, dude.
All right.